Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Insta channel. Hope we're all well. Hope we're looking after ourselves on this cold Monday morning. Obviously, you've got a massive game tonight against Fulham where we really have to win this game today to keep pace up into the top four. We're going to be looking at some transfer rumours today and sort of giving my feelings and thoughts on these sort of guys coming in and sort of the interesting situation that we have with Fabio Paratici now and where that sort of leads our recruitment going forward. Because obviously he got himself into trouble a few years back and it's come back to haunt him finally. So let me talk about the rumours so far. So first one, you see him on the thumbnail, Pedro Porro. Now Pedro Porro, right wing back, Sporting Lisbon. We basically have new talks planned this week and this has come from Fabrizio Romano, okay? I do see this deal happening, but I do see it happening towards the back end of this week, if not early next week, okay? Which is really, really jarring, in my opinion. We've been going after this guy for how many weeks? And Arsenal were getting deals done within 24 to 48 hours. Liverpool got deals done well before January started. Chelsea are just coming in and just taking whoever the hell they want, whenever they want. Even United have acted with a bit more competency than us. We're a laughing stock. You know, we're a banter club. You know, simple as that. I'm not going to say that we're a great club. I can't, for the life of me, say we're a good club. I mean, we've won one League Cup under Daniel Levy's reign. That's not good enough. That isn't good enough. Simple as that. City were never good at the start. Chelsea were not that great at the start, but, you know, did get better through the time period, but had ropey seasons. United were great and then they dipped off. Arsenal were great and then dipped off. Liverpool were great and dipped off and then came back. So in that time, you thought we'd have won at least one or two things, but won one League Cup. It's not good enough. So Pedro Porro, anyway. Now, when this deal does go ahead, and I do see it happening, he wants the move, we want the move. Sporting Lisbon are just being a little bit difficult to say that we want 45 million euros. Again, I don't blame them. But also, if he was to stay, I think they have a problem on their hands. And I think they have been playing hardball, but I think by the end of the window, if the deal still hasn't been done and Porro's still there, Porro's not going to be very happy with Sporting Lisbon. So I think they're playing hardball until when they physically can't. And I think that's what Spurs are holding on to. That if we put as much pressure on, you know, Porro to keep forcing this move from his end, we'll keep small increments on our bids to say, hey, we offered you 36 million euros on a player, we'll offer you 38 million euros on that player. Woo, you better take that one, that's a great deal. No, it's not a great deal for them, right? We're banking on them breaking. Going to be honest, I don't see them breaking. I think we need to be in their ballpark. We're not right now. We were supposed to be only a few million away, and then we offered 36 million euros on a player, which doesn't suit them. And then there was rumours that we offered that same amount and waived the Marcus Edwards 50% fee. Doesn't suit them. Marcus Edwards could end up from now on being a flop and they get no money out of him. So you see why that doesn't make any sense. They want the money up front now. Don't blame them, obviously. I do see the deal happening, but I do also see this deal kind of not filling me with any real happiness at the moment because it's dragged on for so long. Because we're already well into January. We're 3 weeks in already and we've basically gotten nowhere. I'd assume with Porro, personal terms are agreed. I would hope personal terms are agreed. If they're not agreed, then this really is a worry because then we have to go then over to Porro and say, look, let's get you a deal now. We've got a deal sorted with Sporting Lisbon. We need to get you a deal now. Get the deal with Porro done if it hasn't been done. Then we can deal with Sporting Lisbon and say, look, let's work something out. Let's get this done. He wants to go. You want some money. We want him. Figure us a deal out. I would assume we'll end up paying close to that 45 million euro mark, if I'm honest. We're probably saying, yeah, we'll give you 45 million euros, but over about 10 years because we're Spurs and we don't do anything normally. So yeah, I do see it happening, but I won't be very happy when it does happen because it does remind me a little bit of the Jed Spence deal in the summer where, hey, this is the guy we want. Oh, wicked, this is the guy we want. Oh, let's get this deal done in the next sort of few days to a week. 3-4 weeks later, hey, we still want this guy. But that team's being difficult to deal with. Still see the sort of connection. It's ironic that they're both playing right wing back. Well, in theory they do, but Jed Spence never plays because for some reason we just have no interest in ever actually growing him as a player. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Moving on, next big name that we want, Nicolo Zaniolo. Roma's attacker, versatile midfielder, hell can play right wing back. Now, Nicolo Zaniolo, the situation with this is, okay, and this has come from multiple different rumours and sources. He wants to leave Roma. Mourinho's even said that he wants to leave, but they have no real great offers for him at the moment. And the big rumour is Zaniolo wants Spurs. Amongst other interests, he wants Spurs. I think it makes sense when you've got Conte, you've got an Italian theme, upstairs and behind closed doors. You've got a lot of players from the Serie A. It would make a lot of sense. He would fit in pretty well, right? The idea that Roma and Spurs, and this has come from 90 Football, the idea is that both clubs understand the deal's going to be about 30 to 35 million euros. It's about how we do that deal. Spurs want a loan with an obligation to buy. They're trying to make the obligation a bit more fruitful for Roma, trying to delay that deal a little bit. Roma want a little bit more now. They're probably happy to have a little bit in the summer, but they want a lot more now. And ironically, right now, that's not the way the world works. I do see that deal happening as well, if I'm honest. I do see Porro and Zaniolo happening. The sort of rumour is that Conte's even decided that, hey, this guy could play wing back if we really wanted him to, which is a bit of a worry. I would want Zaniolo going forward a lot more. I mean, he scored a winning goal in the Conference League final. He is a very good player. It's Italy's probably best wonder kid they've had for quite a while. I do see that deal happening. I see the Porro deal happening. I see both of them happening in January. Obviously, I know Zaniolo's deal hasn't dragged on, but it'd be one of those weird ones. Because it dragged on from the summer, am I going to be that happy on these signs? It's that horrible thing. Because it's dragged on for so long, I'm never going to find that full enjoyment and excitement from a, out of the blue signing. When Basuma signed in the summer, it was like, Spurs agreed to deal with Brighton. It was like, whoa, hang on a second. What was the rumour for that? There was nothing for that, right? This kind of is the opposite, where this is the guy we want. This is the guy we want. This is the guy we want. 3 weeks later, hey, he's still who we want. And it's like, oh, can we just get it done? I'm bored of it now, I want to speak about different people. I want to speak about who we may be looking at this summer. I want to speak about new rumours coming through. But it's just these two at the moment. And I still think we need at least one more. We need a central midfielder, I wouldn't mind seeing an Oliver Skip go out on loan. I wouldn't mind seeing a Pape Matar go out on loan, get some more experience, come back next season. Maybe they're a bit more on it. I think Sarr's been good, don't get me wrong, but are we going to guarantee him enough football? Now Bentancur's back. No. You're going to have to try and play Basuma a bit more, try and get more value out of him. And I do think next season Basuma will be a lot better. I will say that, by the way. He'll have another summer to work within a system. He'll have another summer to get used to the club. And I can see it working. I can see a 3-5-2 switch kind of being developed into the club. Maybe Zaniolo plays in that 3-5-2. You see what I mean? We talked about Maddison. Can he play in there? Well, maybe Zaniolo is the guy that plays in that system, We do need a central midfielder, though. Does he count Zaniolo within that central midfielder area? Maybe. If he does, then we need something else. We still need more within this squad. Is it another attacking option that we need maybe to the end of the summer? Is it a defender? Probably not a left wing back because, like I said, I think the options that we have will be fine towards the summer. Obviously, Destiny comes in the summer, which I'm really, really excited by, Destiny. If you haven't seen him this season, he has been flat out balling in Serie A. The right wing back position would get sort of fixed with Porro. And for me, Emerson and Doherty do need to move on, in my opinion. Jed Spence maybe goes out on loan for 6 months. Just say, look, 6 months, we're going to go get you some game time. Summer, you kind of come back. You're going to have a full pre-season. I think that's the big thing. With Basuma, you have a full pre-season under your belt, learning the role, learning the system. You and Pedro Porro could be the two. You're going to play a hell of a lot more football next season. You and Porro are going to be able to interchange and actually give each other some rest time as well, keep themselves fresh. And then I would like to see an academy project behind that coming through. Like Lewis at Man City. You've got Walker and Cancelo. Well, even Stones has played right back, but this guy's come through and he looks an absolute player. We should be doing that, Left wing back. Does Session go out on loan for a season whilst Paratici is still here? Once Paratici is done, comes on back. Do we get an academy player coming through that left back position? Central midfield. We've got Skip. Maybe Skip needs to go out on loan and Sarr goes out on loan. Bring in another one. Harvey White, obviously, could be an option. Same with the attacking players. You see what I mean? We need to be bringing through a hell of a lot more academy players, in my opinion, that don't mind a bit of game time here and there. Players like Spence and Session and Skip need to be playing a lot more. So therefore, if we're not going to play them a lot more, get them out on loan. There's nothing wrong with that. We'll have other options that can play and provide the depth that we need. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. That's the updates on Porro. That's the updates on Zaniolo. There is no real other sort of strong rumours at the moment. So let me move on to the main thing as well. I think this is a key thing going forward. And this doesn't just impact now, but this impacts the future. Now, if you don't know, Fabio Paratici, obviously, basically is the transfer man running Spurs. Normally, we'd have some of these deals actually done earlier in the window. And I was wondering what happened because there was no real news about Fabio Paratici. Now, you saw in the week, Juventus had a 15-point deduction given to them. Okay, now they've appealed it, but that's neither here nor there. Which, by the way, Weston McKennie, 6-month loan. I know that we want Chiesa. There's Spurs fans that want Chiesa, and don't get me wrong, I would bloody love Federico Chiesa. Don't think it's happening though. But Weston McKennie could be a real option for 6 months. Maybe it's not Kessie, maybe it's McKennie. You know, hey, we'll take him off your hands. We'll pay his wages for 6 months. Don't say no more. Maybe an option to buy in the summer, you know. But anyway, back to the point. They had a 15-point deduction, okay? You know what Italian football's like. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of dodgy deals. There's a lot of things that shouldn't be happening, tapping up and things like that. And it is linked actually potentially to Weston McKennie, to Federico Chiesa, that, you know, Juventus got themselves done in. Paratici has been given a 13-month or a 2.5-year ban from football. Now, we thought it was just Italian football. He could continue his work at Spurs. It's turned out, and this came from Dan Kilpatrick today, it's a 30-month ban across football. So it's a 2.5-year ban from football. I think this plays a massive part into Spurs' chance of dealings at the moment. It has slowed things down. You know, you're then now relying a lot more on Daniel Levy, hence why deals get done at the end of the window instead of the start of the window, because Levy obviously wants to squeeze out that 30 quid extra to save him for that back pocket. I would assume Greta Steinson, who obviously came in the summer to work as Fabio Paratici's number 2, he'll probably get thrust into the number 1 position now to kind of ease the workload. It's a real horrific thing happened to us. Obviously, we weren't obviously playing into this situation. It was nothing to do with us. Obviously, this is something to do with Juventus and in Serie A. This is nothing to do with the Premier League and Spurs, but unfortunately, we've been hit with the after effects of it as well. It's a real shame, actually, because I think Paratici would have had things done well before this window ever got to this stage. I think he's obviously not been able to do anything because he's been working on his own legal case and things like that. And obviously, who can blame him? You want him to pass the legal case so he can continue working at Spurs, but unfortunately, this is what's happened. It has slowed things down. I think it will slow things down in the future. I still think, hey, 2.5 years is a hell of a long time. I think we're going to have to go out and get a new guy to come in and work with Levy, work with Greta Steinson. Maybe Greta Steinson goes to an on-1 position. I don't know, but he needs to come in and help because 2.5 years is a long time. You think of a January transfer window now, half a year is that summer. So you're losing this January transfer window, you're losing next summer, the next January transfer window, the summer after that, and the January transfer window after that. You're losing a lot of transfer windows. We would need someone in to help us. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I'm not going to speculate too much on Parati's situation. I'm just going to see what sort of happens in the next few days. I think more will come out from it. But let me know, guys, in the comment section what you think about the Zaniolo and Porro situation, the Paratici situation. I'm interested to see what you guys think. But anyway, guys, drop a like, hit that comment section with some stuff for me to read. Drop a subscribe. We're actually starting to blow up a little bit now. And obviously hit that bell notification because these things are coming quite often. But anyway, guys, I'll see you all very soon. Take care, lads.